It's a season of reflection and celebration for making it through the past 11 months. December is a time to capture great memories with family, provide support to those who are coping with loss and illnesses, and make the most of the final days in the calendar year. Welcome to this Wednesday edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. It's time to inspire you with another interesting lineup after this quick break. Stay with us.
Children are the future, and ensuring our future is healthy requires that children are always provided with nutritious foods to grow well and live long. Unhealthy diets high in sugar, salt, and fat consumed by children may make them obese and prone to non-communicable diseases later in life. Healthy foods and beverages not only help them learn better, but also protects them from non-communicable diseases such as some cancers, diabetes, hypertension, and cardiovascular diseases in their childhood and adult life. So, whether it's at home, in the lunch bag, or at school, let's make healthy foods and beverages for our children the only rule.
Good day, I am Adrian Atkinson. This is your JIS News for Wednesday, December 6, 2023. An accessibility checklist is now available to identify architectural and communication barriers encountered by persons with disabilities in private and public facilities. The booklet was launched by the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities, JCPD, and the Ministry of Labour and Social Security on Monday. It is viewed as a valuable tool that will assist in the removal of barriers and also used to survey facilities in specific areas. Portfolio Minister Pernell Charles Jr. updated the House of Representatives on its publication on Tuesday. He says the checklist represents the commitment to providing the framework and environment that supports inclusivity and the rights of persons with disability.
It further provides, Madam Speaker, instructions on the implementation of additional elements that will facilitate the inclusion and functioning of our persons with disabilities in spaces and areas where they have previously been challenged. This is, in our history, the first time that we have such a comprehensive toolkit developed to guide both the private and public sectors on how we can build a stronger, more inclusive Jamaica.
Executive Director of the JCPD, Dr. Christine Hendricks, explains that the checklist is not a replacement for the building codes, but will work in tandem to ensure specific access for persons with disabilities. The accessibility checklist speaks to issues such as signage that gives information and direction, as well as parking and the number of accessibility spaces. It also covers public restrooms, meeting and guest rooms, restaurants, hazards and emergency, elevators and automated teller machines, among other things.
So this book checklist is not just for builders and architects. It is for those persons setting up spaces as well. You know, decorators and event planners can do well with this checklist. For more information on the accessibility checklist, persons may visit the JCPD website at jcpd.gov.jm. The Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, is reporting that since the start of the year, the quick response teams have achieved significant outcomes in the fight against crime. These include more than 1,000 arrests, 19 firearm seizures, and the issuing of more than 13,000 traffic tickets. Giving the update on Friday, Deputy Commissioner of Police Dr. Kevin Blake said the unit was committed to providing a safe environment for persons. He was speaking at the handing over of 74 motorcycles to the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, PSTEB.
Mobility is essential in responding effectively to citizens' need for policing services. And our ability to consistently deliver timely response is critical in effective policing. And it has been proven that where there are quick response units in business districts, the rates of criminality and disorder are reduced.
As the JCF strengthens its capacity, Dr. Blake is calling on well-thinking Jamaicans, including members of the business community, to join in combating crime and criminality.
Our commitment to public safety remains resolute, and we stand united in our collective effort to ensure the well-being of our country as we remain a force for good.
Dr. Blake assures that the JCF's members will be out in their numbers to ensure that persons have a safe and peaceful holiday shopping experience. And finally, Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, has expressed deep regret at the passing of Dr. Carissa Etienne, former director of the Pan-American Health Organization, PAHO, on Friday. Dr. Etienne became ill shortly after her retirement earlier this year. She was 71 at the time of her passing. During her 10 years as PAHO director, she made significant and transformative contributions to public health in the Americas. Minister Tufton describes Dr. Etienne as a dynamic leader who provided strategic guidance to the region in various public health initiatives. These include the COVID-19 pandemic response, the control of the Zika and chikungunya epidemics, and the elimination of measles, rubella, and congenital rubella syndrome, with the Americas being first to do so successfully.
Her support, advice, as we maneuvered the COVID-19 pandemic, I consider to have been invaluable, not just to me, but also to the people of Jamaica and certainly the people of the Americas.
Dr. Etienne also served as regional director of the World Health Organization. During her tenure at both WHO and PAHO, Dr. Etienne directed efforts to renew and strengthen health systems based on primary health care. She has also spearheaded policies for reducing health inequalities, increasing people-centered care, and integrating health into broader public policies. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thank you so much for watching.
Hey boy, kick the ball, man. Oh, kick the ball, go for the ball.
When I go for the ball, see gone in traffic.
Oh, I'm at the ball, my brother.
Hey boy, how are you do?
How the bomb did I go for, sir?
Listen me now. If you need to cross the street, make sure that you always use the pedestrian crossing. And if none of it, cross at the nearest traffic light. No bother with no foolishness. While you're having fun, be safe.
There's a place in time for us to stop and recognize those who have contributed to the development of our island home, Jamaica. That place is the annual ceremony of investiture and presentation of national honors and awards. Watch now as we highlight a few of these awe-inspiring stories from this year's ceremony.
The absence of a badge, an honorary title, and recognition would not stop these individuals from standing out as some of our bravest Jamaicans. At the 2023 National Honors and Awards ceremony, these Jamaicans were among many recognized for their contribution to the nation. We unfold their stories now.
Ms. Justine Hensel for contribution to the film and television industry in Jamaica and the literary arts.
Justine Hensel is a successful freelance film producer who has also directed 2 feature-length documentaries highlighting the history of Jamaica.
Well, I was pretty much born on set. My father made Jamaica's first feature film, The Harder They Come, which was released over 51 years ago. And so I grew up in that world. Receiving something like a national honor is at once humbling, but also it feels like a call to further action. It just gives me more energy to move forward with many, many different plans in different fields, film, television, and the literary arts.
For 40 years of outstanding contribution to the Jamaica Fire Brigade.
I'm from St. Mary country, so and I grew up in the service. 40 years, it's a very long time, you know, until I reached the top of the service through hard work and a lot of training. So my forte in the service was really training. I'm very, very humbled and feel good about it.
functioning of the
Ms. Nellie Verona
organization.
Brown for over 45 years of service in the field of education.
And is also an active member of the William Knibb Memorial Baptist Church for 50 years.
I've taught all subjects in the primary department. I taught at Goodwin in St. James and All Age School. It means a lot to me. I give God thanks because without him, I couldn't have done it and be here now. A couple weeks ago, a young man who lives in America stopped by my house with his two sons to introduce them to me and me to them, because I had been a good teacher to him and was always taking him home from school most evenings.
Mr. Earl Aaron Moxham for service in the field of media and communication.
Earl Moxham is a highly acclaimed journalist who has spent the past 30 years covering Parliament, politics, industrial relations, international trade, and a range of other issues.
That must run into the thousands, and it's still going. But now I am the recipient of one, I'm on the receiving end of one. It is not as comfortable as being the one asking the questions. I've been to several continents, but certainly many different parts of North America, the USA and Canada, and in Mexico, Colombia, throughout the Caribbean, parts of Europe. And well, unfortunately I've not been to the continent of Africa, which is a shame. But yeah, I've done quite a bit in terms of going to diverse places. I would put it this way, that for the many people who have always appreciated my work and supported me, this for them is vindication for how they feel about me and my work. And in that context, I really appreciate the fact that it is almost more about them than about me.
First, I have to say on behalf of all the members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force who have been awarded that we are quite elated. Many of us have over 30 years of service in the JCF, and we continue to serve. We view this as a very good gesture. We take it with humility. We know that the work continues, and we will continue to do our best to serve the people of Jamaica.
Well, honestly, I must say that this is a great honor. And, you know, as the first responder, you know, we have gone through so much, you know, and we have done so much, you know. And honestly, speaking on behalf of the team, the awarded team for this year, I want to say that, you know, it is a great feeling for us to be here. And right now we are in this stage where the fire brigade is engaged in technology. We're trying to reach out there. We are trying to see how best we can use technology, you know, include technology in the execution of our duty. That's where we are now.
Medal of Honor for Gallantry. Posthumous Award. Firefighter Lorenzo Dowse. The late firefighter Lorenzo Dowse was a very resourceful and active second-generation firefighter who died in the line of duty while on the scene of an emergency incident on November 30, 2022 in Ocheria, St. Anne. The medal will be received by his father, Assistant Superintendent Garnet Dowse.
And a rousing round of applause for Lorenzo Dowse.
Lorenzo, I know, was a very enthusiastic fireman. He always wanted to be like his dad. When I got the news that he will be honored, but I cried. As I said, my son, death is not in vain. Somebody remember him. So our family is very grateful, very grateful. This medal means a lot to us. We will cherish it. It's last year, the same time last year, I received my Meritorious Award
And he called me, I wasn't here, he called me and said, Daddy, one day, I'll make a proud daddy. We get one daddy. And to see him collecting it for him, it's very hard. Very hard. Very hard.
Like Lorenzo Dowse, we can all dream and make Jamaica proud. It's these extraordinary heroes that continue to inspire us all to build a better Jamaica.
Watch the trend, pick up the trend. This are the trend for all the youths them. Watch it.
Calling all primary and secondary school students.
Hello?
This is just for you. Come and show your dance moves by joining the Trend Challenge. This will be your chance to let your creativity shine. All you have to do is follow the Ministry of Education at MOEY Jamaica on TikTok and Instagram. Create a 60-second dance video using the Trend jingle. Post the video on your TikTok channel, tag at least 3 of your friends, and use the hashtags #TrendChallenge, #TrendBrighterJA, and #EveryChildCanLearn before December 31. Easy, don't? We're looking for winners. So the top 3 videos with the most views will get amazing prizes. Winners will be announced on Monday, January 8, 2024. Hey, and don't forget to get your parents and teachers involved so we can keep it trending.
This is Trend, Transforming Education for National Development, a program designed by the Ministry of Education and Youth.
COVID has taught us many things, and among those is that the dynamics of our environment has shifted somewhat in terms of how people think about themselves in their natural space. I mean, one of the greatest manifestations of that is the workplace. The workplace has changed because of COVID, because Jamaicans, the global citizen, have come to terms with their mortality, now so more than any other time in the world, because COVID, as I said, has been the greatest equalizer known to man during this last 100 years. Everybody was afraid at some point in time that COVID would have gotten us and would have taken us out. And it never really mattered whether we had money or were poor, whether we were in North America or in Jamaica. And as a human instinct would dictate, many persons are now rethinking how they work, where they work, what time they work, and the concept of self-care and taking care of family, community is becoming a lot more relevant. That represents for us an opportunity, particularly because we exist in a pandemic of lifestyle-related ailments. It is how we live that is facilitating our demise to a large extent. The cardiovascular disease, the salts, the sugars, the fats, the tobacco, the alcohol, the lack of rest, the lack of physical activity. We have to get people nudged into greater health-seeking behavior. It cannot just be about cure. It has to be about prevention. And some of it we may have to legislate, like tobacco legislation, like school nutrition policy and what is served in our schools, like sugary drink, our foundation championed that, like the right of people to know what's in their foods, front of package labeling. But the reality is that generally Jamaicans don't like to get a checkup. They go doctor when they're sick. So while we single out men for being a little, afraid, it's better to bear the perception of being violated and detecting your prostate troubles early than to wait until it's too late. And at that stage, the violation don't really matter. So we're going to have to be bold about that and engage in greater community outreach. But I think we have to also advocate for people, Jamaicans, to do their annual screening.
season is here. Let's fight the flu with these tips. Stay up to date with recommended flu vaccines. Practice good hygiene, that is frequent hand washing and sanitizing, covering your mouth and nose when sneezing, and sanitizing frequently touched surfaces. You're also encouraged to eat a balanced diet, take vitamin and mineral supplements, stay hydrated, and stay away from persons displaying flu-like symptoms. Protect yourself this flu season.
During the summer, we had a delightful exploration of our energetic Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee brand. Join us in this next feature as we take you through the highlights from that rich coffee experience.
It's really a great, cool day. It was a beautiful ride up. When you get here, it is so cool, wonderful atmosphere, lots of activity, food, fun, excitement. It's a 6th staging and we have grown. But we have had hundreds of persons coming up just to experience. And I'm really happy that people took the trip up because so many times we do not see this side of the island.
Coffee is a statement of Jamaicanism. Blue Mountain Coffee, there's nowhere in the world that you have Blue Mountain Coffee but Jamaica. So in order to experience it, you have to come to Jamaica.
Watching it all come together, all you're seeing is smiles, everybody's enjoying it. All the partners have come on board as stakeholders, and so it creates an atmosphere that is only enhanced by the location here in Newcastle.
But the showcasing is not just about drinking coffee. It's about the coffee value chain and the enormous potential for wealth to be generated from each link of that value chain. Small players getting involved in creating products from coffee, soaps, scrubs, and coffee essence, coffee candles, coffee cakes, coffee cookies, and we could go on and on and on. What we're saying is we have an enormous capacity now to use our creativity and ideas, new ideas, and innovate, and to position ourselves as being a center of excellence in coffee production, in coffee management, but also in coffee application.
We have Better Cup Coffee, which operates like an instant coffee. So if it is that you don't have a percolator, you use the tea bag.
This year is very special for Mavis Bank Coffee Factory because we're celebrating our 100-year anniversary and also the 70th anniversary of the first shipment of Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee leaving Jamaica to Japan. We are showcasing the full range of the Jablon products from farm to cup.
The main reason why is that we quality start in the field and we bring it straight to the consumer.
We are happy to be here. Salada is happy to be here with our Jamaica Mountain Peak brand.
The fusion is we're taking two premium Jamaican brands and we want to share them with the world.
And I'm happy to be here. It's my first time coming to the coffee trade show, so I'm just happy about that.
Oh, it's good, it's good. The environment is good. All the different samples for the coffee products are good. Yeah, it's a good vibe.
The atmosphere, the camaraderie with the people, and the family friendliness.
I'm a massive coffee lover, so just to see everybody out and about and to try everything new is literally music to my ears, enjoying it.
We want to tap into this very large, elongated and wide and deep coffee value chain. every link of which has potential for economic growth and development and enhancement of individuals and communities, that we can build a coffee innovation town right here in the hills of St. Andrew and possibly Buff Bay on the other side of the hill, where we could utilize the various attributes of coffee to bring economic well-being to people and also to bring pleasure and joy and satisfaction.
The investment in Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee is growing. It's already strong because it has existed for many, many decades. And more now people are seeing that tourists buy experiences.
We're trying to position this festival as such an outstanding boutique festival that persons will choose to travel to Jamaica because we're having a Blue Mountain Coffee Festival.
Well, I look forward to the private sector becoming more involved in the presentation and investment in the development and expansion of the festival. And so we could move from Kingston to Montego Bay, to Mandeville, and then to go overseas. We can go with the diaspora is huge.
Man have a license, you know, do road.
Yeah, brother, start the food. She said, if you drive so fast. Yeah, brother, start the camera, come on. You need to drive better.
I whole heap of bird food in here, man. I covered that. Yo, man, a girlie.
Jano stars.
We would love to hear from you, so reach out via email at jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. You can also find more content like this on our website at jis.gov.jm. Join us tomorrow for another informative edition of Jamaica Magazine. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.